Hey everybody, happy Sunday. All right. Like I said, mistakes are free. But hey, anyways, happy Sunday. Happy 72nd birthday yesterday for Paul Stanley, our favorite starman of the band Kiss. Yes. And just incidentally, that solo that I kind of just went over once or twice and then tried to play. For all, of course, for all you guitar players playing or keeping score at home, this guitar is tuned to 440. I played that in E flat, just to make it sound like the album. But my favorite solo, my favorite Kiss solo ever, I think. I don't know. Love Her All I Can is pretty good on the first album. But yeah, this album here, which was bought by my parents and given to me probably for my birthday or Christmas or something like that. Kiss Alive 2. This has got to be my formative years of rock and roll and playing guitar, and everything that I remember about stuff, is off of this album basically, which had this incredible picture, which I stared at for hours and hours and hours. And unbelievably, yes. And had the four nice shots. And I remember someone saying, I heard a review of this album where it said, "Hey, everyone looks so nice and neat and pretty here, except for this guy here. Gene is in full stage, blood curdling and hair soaked from probably fire extinguishers, that kind of thing." Amazing story. Oh God, I ramble on, don't I? Jeff Watson from Night Ranger said they opened for Kiss earlier on, and in the dressing room, all you could smell was burnt toast, and coming from the Kiss dressing room, and all I could smell was burnt toast every night they played. And he was like, "Whoa, does Kiss just like eating burnt toast, or does their crew people just not know how to make toast?" Apparently, Gene Simmons puts lighter fluid in his mouth and breathes fire. If you know about this stuff, and you are a Kiss fan, apparently, if accidentally he swallows some of this lighter fluid, the best way to soak it up and keep yourself non-toxic is to eat burnt toast. So this is why Jeff Watson from Night Ranger smelled burnt toast all the time. He was not having a stroke. He smelled burnt toast in the Kiss dressing room because of that. Anyways, nice tidbit of information for you guys. Anyhow, yeah, the solo that I played, that I tried to play note for note, it's kind of hard because it's live, was from Love Gun from this album. And I was always often wondering, Paul Stanley plays some solos every once in a while, and he doesn't always get credit for it. I wondered if that was his, but I looked it up, and apparently Paul Stanley on the studio album played bass and rhythm guitars, and Ace played the leads. Hopefully he played the leads, if you guys out there know what I mean. But anyways, one of my favorite albums of all time. Love live albums, if any of you guys are into live albums. When I was growing up, I just tried to, in what I call my sponge period, where my brain couldn't get enough guitar stuff into it, so I just soaked it up like a sponge. My sponge period for my brain. Couldn't afford to buy all the albums until Columbia House and the CDs, of course, when we paid 2 cents and I got my whole Van Halen collection. But you couldn't afford to buy the album, so I would buy, you buy greatest hits albums. I didn't really like a lot of the studio versions. I love the fire of the live albums, and I don't care. I know what you're going to say. A lot of these people doctored them and went in and did overdubs and fixed stuff. Why not? I mean, we do that, don't we, in the studio and everything. So why not fix stuff? So they would fix stuff, and people would say, "Oh, it's not really a live album." UFO Strangers in the Night. Apparently, it's not really. Most of it's re-recorded and stuff like that. Who cares? It's the fire is still there from a different version of that song. And that fire is there, and that's what Kiss Alive 2 is for me. The fire of Detroit Rock City, hearing it live. Some of the other songs, Love Gun especially, um, Christine 16, Shock Me, the solo and Shock Me there. Hard Luck Woman live, great album. Sorry. Um, and a live one, of course, too. But I mean, that was the one that came out around the time that I was discovering Kiss, and really, really cool. And it's he's 72 years old yesterday. Amazing. Kiss is now retired, so to speak. Gene Simmons is off already with his Gene Simmons band down in South America. Incredible. Had a great conversation with a guy, and sorry I didn't get your name, bud, but we were playing last night, or Friday night, in Brantford, Ontario, with Bridge on Fire, and a friend of ours, Trevor Cobb, brought out a bunch of friends, and one of his friends had an incredible embossed Kiss jacket, and he said that his niece bought it for him in New York City from one of the pop-up stores because he couldn't get to obviously the Toronto show was canceled for the final tour, and then he couldn't get to New York City. He said it was going to cost him tons of money to go down there and get to the New York City show. So his niece nicely bought him this incredible Kiss jacket. It was just all embroidered. It must cost a fair buck anyhow, but we had a great conversation about Kiss and how amazing the songs are, and he had almost all the whole album collection in vinyl. He had a couple more that he ordered, but we just discussed. We both said at the same time, that Stone Sour version of Love Gun is like almost better than the original. We agreed on this, and because the solo, the Stone Sour solo, we both said it was exactly note for note off of Alive 2. Anyhow, there we go. Thank you. Thanks, and it's great to talk to people about that. One of the great things about going out and playing with my band is you meet all these people that are into the same music, and you talk about all these great things that are never really written down anywhere, and you discovered it by just listening to music, and it's a great thing. It's a great, amazing thing. Anyways, cheers. And I have my Kiss cup spelt with a K. Yes, yeah. And then my buddy there at the bar had a Kiss coat spelt with a K. Anyways, there they are, our four idols. Cheers to Paul Stanley, a rock star from the beginning. Always had Kiss as the priority, and he's outspoken about this in his books. He said, Gene kind of took off, was an actor for a while, and stuff, and he always held the ground on Kiss, even though there were some bad years for Kiss around, after Creatures of the Night and all that kind of thing. And there, I sadly saw them perform on a show. I talk about this show called Fridays, which was the ABC's answer to Saturday Night Live back in the late 80s, it must have been late 70s, early 80s. And Kiss was on there once, and man, they really stunk. It was bad. It was not great. And to see, a band that was once looking like this on a TV show, and this is when Stanley had that awful headband around his head and stuff like that, and he was trying to do the rolls on the stage and stuff, and it just looked like a Kiss tribute band, and it was really sad, and I'm glad. I mean, they're brilliant. They took the makeup off and had a resurgence and a rebirth as the Unmasked Band. There's a great book out there about their unmasked years, and a lot of people discovered Kiss in their unmasked years, and it's almost like a different band, but still the same band. But Stanley was always there. Paul Stanley was always the guy who held it together and kept it together, and probably will keep stuff together on the other end as they go into retirement. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. I think the Avatar Kiss thing, I don't know. So we talked a bit on Friday about Ronnie James Dio doing a hologram show, and he's dead, so I don't want to see that. I want my memories of Dio kept in here. We got to use this a little bit more for our memories rather than looking up stuff, and so Kiss, I think, and I've said it before on this show, and you guys are, I'm repeating myself because I don't remember what I say. Kiss should just market and license all the tribute bands out there in North America, and that should be the Kiss show. And just some of the ones that are better, will build it to the point of 3,000 seat arenas or shows or theaters and that kind of thing, and they make money off that. I think that's what they should do. Anyhow, switching gears, I had a hard time coming on today because I heard that last night one of our dear friends, Pauline, passed away last night battling cancer. I know if you guys follow Bridge on Fire, our friends Heavy Metal Mark, one of our biggest fans are Heavy Metal Mark and Pauline, and she had a battle with cancer, quite short-lived, because it's terrible how quickly it takes people. We did a benefit for them back in the tail end of 2000. I think it was November now, just to get some money to get her family over from Ireland. But cheers to Heavy Metal Mark. Our deepest condolences from Bridge on Fire, Threesome, the D'Souza family, and everybody at Avalon Music Academy. You're a great friend, great supporter, and we're with you, buddy. Cheers. And it's fairly new. This happened last night, so it's kind of sad. Anyhow, we're with you on that. Bridge on Fire gigs coming up in February. Jacob D'Souza, if you guys are in Hamilton, he's at a place called King George this Saturday night, the 27th. Brand new gig. Come on out, do some cheering if you're from the Hammer or surrounding areas. Come out and see us. It's going to be a good show. We're revamping the show, the acoustic duo that we do since our triumphant opening for the Trues show. Anyhow, this guitar, I was out with my son Jacob yesterday, just hanging around in Long McQuaid, downtown Toronto, playing some guitars, messing around. There's a video of him playing Lights by Journey. He said this is his favorite guitar of mine. Just because we were playing these relic guitars, which, I love relic guitars. I don't care if the custom shop scratched them up and played them and did that and made them look like that. I don't care. They look great and they feel all broken in. But Jacob, I said this was his favorite relic guitar because, here's the back of our guitar here. And see all this? This is because I used to wear belt buckles with studs and stuff like that in the 80s. And this is real rash, as we call it. Belt buckle rash, and chunks take it out of it, and he says that's why he loves this guitar, because it has all that real. That's real. All back here, it's all. This is a road worn warrior. This is his third neck it's had on it. This was the first real good guitar I bought with my own money in high school from a guy named Rob Briggs, who has passed away now. Very, very short-lived. I had a motorcycle accident, and so it's a really a special guitar. It's an Ibanez Roadstar 2. I'm sorry, all you vintage Ibanez people out there. This guitar has been destroyed. This was my Eddie Van Halen Frankenstein guitar with the Floyd, the gaffer tape F-hole here from Rick Emmett. That's why I put that on there. And of course, I was into Nuno for a while, so it's got the reverse headstock. And then, of course, the 22 fret neck, which this one came with a 21 fret neck. And this little tear here came from a bar fight in Brockville, Ontario, when the PA almost got knocked over, but of course my guitar and my whole rig got knocked over. And these chunks, this chunk here, which is really weird. This is a weird one because it's got like a point in it, like something sharp one in there. Anyways, my Ibanez 82, actually it's 83 I think, 83 Ibanez Roadstars, same year as the Lukather model came out. Love this guitar, original pickups. I just took the gold covers off of it, and they sound great. Anyhow, this is a show about guitars. I gotta talk about guitars. Anyhow, have a great week, guys. Have a great Sunday. Stay warm. It's supposed to warm up in our area next week, hopefully, because we're freezing out here. It's cold. Anyhow, All my love to Pauline, our biggest fan of Bridge on Fire. Rest in peace. Have a great one, guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.